Today I'm sewing and sharing a fun and very practical sewing project. This is the Panties by Blank Slate Patterns. The pattern offers instructions for how to apply various types of elastic. Today I'm using the simplest method for me, which is 1/4 inch wide elastic. I always have this type of elastic in my stash for different projects, so whenever I have leftover knit material, it's really easy for me to just use up those scraps to make a pair of underwear. I've left a link to the pattern below so you can check out all the details, grab a copy, and sew along with me. So grab your elastic, cut out your fabric, and let's get started. The first thing we're going to do is sandwich the back piece between the two gusset pieces. Place one of your gusset pieces right sides together with the bottom edge of the back piece. Pin in place. And then flip this back piece over and take the remaining gusset piece and place the right side of this gusset piece on the wrong side of the back piece. And go ahead and add that to those pins. Now we're going to take this to the sewing machine and sew this seam through all layers with a 1/4 inch seam allowance. You could use your serger, a zigzag stitch, or a straight stretch stitch. Now that seam is sewn and the right side of your back piece is facing you, flip your outer gusset piece upward and place the lower edge of your front piece right sides together with that open gusset edge. And pin in place. Flip your front piece out of the way for a moment, and then roll this back piece so that it's laying on top of the outer gusset. Flip your front piece back downward. And now with that inner gusset piece exposed, we're going to place the right side of the inner gusset on the wrong side of our front piece and add it to this pinning. And now sew this seam in the same way as you did for the last seam using your preferred stretch stitch. Now that both edges of both of our gusset pieces are attached to the main body pieces, we can turn this right side out, just pulling out those main pieces from the middle. Now with our front and back pieces right sides together, pin or clip your side seams. And then go ahead and sew those side seams with your stretch stitch. For the waistband and both leg openings, I'm going to be using 1/4 inch wide elastic. The length for these elastics for your size are listed in the pattern instructions. Take both of the short ends of this elastic and overlap them by about 1/4 inch, and then stitch in place back and forth a few times to secure. Prepare your two leg elastics in the same way. Now I'm going to use pins to mark the 1/4 points in the elastic, marking the two even centers and even sides. Now that my elastic 1/4 points are marked, I'm going to mark the 1/4 points of my waistband as well, placing a pin at the center front, center back, and then using those markings to determine the other 1/4 points. Now I'm ready to apply the elastic. I'm going to place the elastic along the top edge on the wrong side of my fabric, matching each of my 1/4 points and pin in place. I'm aligning the top raw edge of the elastic with the top raw edge of the fabric. Now I'm going to take this to my sewing machine and sew the elastic to the waistband. You will be stretching your elastic from 1/4 point to 1/4 point so that it perfectly fits that fabric, making sure that you don't stretch beyond that so that you're not applying any stretch to the top of your fabric. I find that a triple zigzag stitch gives me the best stretchability for the elastic. So now here is my elastic sewn to the top of my waistband, and the next step is just to fold that elastic downward, right along that inner edge of the elastic, and we're going to sew down this bottom raw edge of the fabric all the way around using the same stitch that you used previously. Now the elastic is fully encased into that waistband, and that triple zigzag stitch gives me a really nice stretchability. Now you can take your remaining leg elastic pieces and apply them all around the leg openings in the exact same way as we did for the waistband. First quartering your elastic and the leg opening with pins, and then pinning the elastic to the leg opening and using 2 series of those stretch stitches all the way around to encase that elastic. And once you've sewn both of your leg openings, you're all done. Thank you for watching this sew along. Make sure you check out my other videos for more great sewing inspiration, and I'll see you in the next video.